Well, folks, back finishing up on some Final Four action. I'm your host tonight, Donnie Rightside. We'll be on for a couple minutes. He's my man in crime, the big man on campus at Jeff Nadu on Twitter. Big man, how about that last game? Ebbs and flows, ups and downs. Couldn't have been a crazier finish there, and it's sort of an unprecedented finish the way it finished up. Woo, man, I could tell you. I mean, I had a premium play on Oregon, sweated the damn thing the entire second half, snuck inside that number. Carolina went into their shell offense. It paid off. And a crazy ending with 4 straight missed free throws, and Carolina escapes. Talk to me, big man.
Yeah, I mean, it was a poor game to watch, I thought. I didn't particularly like the game. I thought it was really poorly played as far as, a lot of turnovers, a lot of just mistakes. But look, I mean, that's what I mentioned on Friday shows, Thursday shows, when we did shows on the Final Four. What you have at this point is the two blue blood programs that have been in big games, that have been there, that have played in these type of atmospheres, moving on. These mentally smart, just better than everyone else type of teams. And, look, Oregon had a great year. South Carolina had great years. But I think we all are very happy with the final outcome. I think these are probably, Donnie, the two best teams that we have in this country right now. And, I know you had a play on the game. I thought when Jordan Bell went out, I thought in the second quarter or first end of the first half, really hurt Oregon. I mean, they were up by 8 at that point. And again, I mean, you have to not only in college but in the NBA close halves, close things out, and Oregon didn't do that. They gave UNC some momentum, and it was just kind of, for me, that was the turning point in the game, and I don't think Oregon led after that.
No, it was a turning point, and again on Twitter, I did say the same thing, which I do a lot. We talk about it a lot with saving yourself and saving moments for using live wagering, not just overusing it, let me just try to get a middle here. You have to be smart and diligent with it. Oregon was up 8 points, Bell twist an ankle. It was a perfect time to get a great hedge opportunity. I had Oregon plus 5.5, minus 120, which we took yesterday. I took UNC as a pick'em, or basically money line, just to win the game at plus 105. That one came in, and for a while it looked like I was just going to make a little bit of my money back on that hedge because UNC turned on the gas. Oregon just couldn't make a shot. Justin Jackson was fantastic in this one. And big man, let's talk about it. I mean, what we thought was going to happen came true. Kennedy Meeks was going to be a monster. We knew this. Joel Berry, 2 bad ankles. You knew he was going to be off shooting. But Justin Jackson played so much better than Dylan Brooks. That was the difference in this ballgame.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks had a terrible tournament. I mean, he just really wasn't effective for Oregon. And, Tyler Dorsey, luckily, put in 21, which I think he just got over that prop we talked about. I think it was 20.5. But, yeah, I mean, and I said earlier, yesterday and last night, Oregon's offense just – I wasn't really that impressed with it in this tournament. And, obviously they hit, 25 of 28 free throws, but their offense – wasn't very good. Luckily, they just got to the line a lot. But, yeah, look, Brooks wasn't good in this whole tournament. Dorsey was great. I mean, without Dorsey, they probably would have lost, to Rhode Island probably, or even, Michigan probably. This team, he really put them on his back. And, Jordan Bell was good. I mean, he did what he had to do. But they really just only had 5 guys. I mean, really didn't get much bench production. You look at Carolina just had more horses in the stall, which I said several times. I just thought there were more horses in the stall. Obviously, Oregon, I'll be honest, looking at the game, I thought Oregon backers got a little lucky at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Carolina probably should have covered this game, I thought Gonzaga probably should have covered that game as well. But, that's what you get in these tournaments. You get late tournament runs by these teams that just don't want to end their season. But, the inability, Donnie, and we talked about it, the inability of Oregon to grab rebounds at opportune times, really did them in. What's crazy about it, Donnie, is do you know what the final rebounding stats were?
I do not know.
43-43.
Was it really in the Oregon game?
So, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, it's not like they didn't rebound. They just couldn't get big rebounds at the end of the games when they needed to. And you saw right at the end, that's one of the prototypical reasons I'm just not a big fan of betting on or against UNC. It's just, it drives me crazy.
Folks, thanks for tuning in. I know tonight we're supposed to be, the sports bit is supposed to be going on now, but I believe it was Teddy came down with a little bit of a bug tonight, so we're more than happy to fill in.
But I will say this: Paul Howard is welcome to join. I'd love to have Paul on here. Listen, I've been saying it. We need to get him and I in a room together because Paul's a great debater. I'd love to debate him on some things. I think we'd have some fun with that. But Vig Simon, the troll of all trolls, is on. I think he'll take that as a compliment. Is on the chat box. He's saying, I guess Westgate just released the number at 2, which I think's pretty much where we thought it'd be.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, the early one yesterday was like 2.5. You're right,
Donnie. I actually got, and I told you guys last night on the late night on campus, I actually took out last night. I did on 5 dimes an exact wager prop. I took UNC beats Gonzaga plus 236, which is a much better money line than any of you are going to get. So I'm feeling pretty. Really
if you wanted to, you can get a live game wager, but you can even press it. If Gonzaga gets up, 10 points or so, you're looking at a sweet middle there if you wanted it. But that's definitely a smart play in that. But just an interesting night the way it played out. Again, a key moment in that game with UNC was when the press got on. UNC, I believe, was up 4 points with about 50 seconds to go. I want to say something like that. And just that turnover where they threw the ball out of bounds really changed it up. Even though Oregon did end up missing a 3-pointer on that one, it sort of opened the door. They had a quick foul, missed a 1-and-1. Or excuse me, they made one, missed one. And then a 3-ball that seemed to take 30 hours rolling around that rim, bouncing around and falling in. I thought I had a shot at that point. Everything worked out well. And God bless those Oregon Duck players. Down 3 points with 10 seconds to go, went for the layup instead of the 3-point shot, and I was celebrating right there. Fantastic work, boys.
Yeah, I knew Justin's a little bit pissed off about Oregon, and look, he's a fan. I feel his pain, but I'm not sure UNC or Oregon gave the game away.
I think that's the wrong term on that.
Yeah, UNC, I mean, they controlled the game for the most part. I mean, look, we have to face the music and just agree that Dylan Brooks just didn't play very well. I mean, I don't know how else you say it. I mean, he was 2 for 11 from the floor, didn't hit a 3 all night. And look, we could also talk about late in the game. Other than late in the game, Oregon was disgraceful. I mean, they were horrible from 3. I mean, they couldn't make anything.
Yeah, it was. Obviously that 8-point was a little bit of a mirage in the first half because UNC is going to make a run. Both teams are going to make a run, but UNC controlled that entire second half. And those 4 straight missed free throws. You got to get a rebound there. I mean, it's still a long shot. You're still going to have to drive the court and hit probably a crazy 30-foot 3, but you don't even give yourself even the chance to actually do that, which was a shame to see as a fan. But if you're an Oregon backer, I mean, you had anywhere from 4, 4.5 to 5, depending on what you had in that game. So it was a nice slip in the back door, which again, if you see us talk all the time, I love the hashtag take the points and pray because they're good ball clubs and they will fight it out to the end. And one thing's for certain, big man, we always get on teams for. Just because you're up 7 or 8 with 3 minutes to go doesn't mean you run 28 seconds off the clock and try to throw a shot up there. If you just run your normal offense and just say, break it down, you don't have to go quick. Shoot an open jumper with 9 seconds to go. Is there something wrong with that? If you go 50%, the game's over.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't help UNC's cause that they made every free throw during the game, but in the late stages just couldn't make a free throw, which it really could have came back to hurt them. But, the problem with Oregon, again, is their bench was like non-existent. I mean,
yeah, they got that short bench to 6, and it's just the size just caught up to UNC. But again, we all had that. I had UNC winning a close one in this game. I didn't have Oregon winning this. I wanted Gonzaga UNC. The game played out almost exactly the way you would thought, even though it got there a little bit hairy with the backdoor cover. UNC, just the key. I mean, Meeks was, what was he, like 12 or 13 from the floor? But he only shot from like 3 feet away.
I'm in belief, Donnie, and I don't know what you think about this, but if Chris Boucher doesn't get injured and we see a slightly better turner from Dylan Brooks, I would probably venture to say they would probably win the title.
You're really lacking. And your only big man that gave you any bit of authority was Bell, and it was clear he was banged up. I mean, if you watched the rest of the first half and the second half, Bell was on the block, one of the most explosive players in the country, and he wasn't even going up with layups or even risking taking a shot, just kicking it back out. You knew something was wrong there, and it was advantage UNC the minute he got hurt.
Great point by Antoine on the chat. What's funny, everyone was saying that the game would come down to rebounding. Even though the rebounding was even, those last 3 rebounds decided the game. And you're totally right. And, that was kind of the one issue that I had with Oregon. I just didn't know if they would have enough bodies to rebound the basketball. And they did a nice job. They definitely, surprised me on tying the rebound stuff. But, it was an interesting game. Again, we see, officials getting way too involved. I mean, John Higgins and Teddy Valentine should not be at this stage. I mean, does Teddy Valentine have a life? I mean, does he do anything else but just go to game? And I mean, it seems like he's in every game I watch.
I mean, you even look at the big plays or the key plays in this game. There was one play where Carolina knocked the ball out of bounds, and it was clearly Oregon ball, but Teddy Valentine is right on the baseline. It's his call to make. And completely misses the call, and it's a jump ball. I mean, it still went to Oregon, but you blow a key jump ball. How about, I don't like what Dylan Brooks did at the end of the game, getting a little bit aggressive, but it's right at center court. He has all ball. Joel Berry first falls down, and Teddy Valentine just calls a foul on that play.
I always like the thing of we're gonna give you an amounted allotted timeouts, but we're gonna review everything in the final 2 minutes and give you like 4 or 5 extra timeouts. What's the point of having that? I mean, why have
I don't know why they can't just, like, when you knock a boxer down, you can't go to your own corner. You got to go to a neutral corner. These guys get like a minute and a half free timeout, longer than their allotted 30-second timeout. It is kind of funny with that.
Yeah, there are a lot of major problems in sports. One of them that, and I don't know how it gets better, is officiating.
I don't think you can fix it, Jeff. I don't think you can fix refereeing at this level in college basketball. The NBA, you get some bad calls here and there, but college basketball is just permeated with what are you looking at?
I think ever since Dunahee, I think the NBA's been a lot better as far as refereeing. I don't really see a lot of times where games are decided by referees anymore, But yeah, it was an interesting day, an interesting group of games, really. I mean, 2 games, one of which great game, the other, wasn't very good. And
by the way, big man, do I see this right? Did that game finish 153 with those 4 missed free throws?
Yeah. I think
holy cow! Yeah, I didn't even see that because I know some lines closed at 152, but the majority of the week was 153, 153 and a half, bobbling around. Isn't that amazing? Let's just say you had 153 in that game, 4 straight brick free throws, and no fouls to end the game.
Yeah, because when they hit the 3-pointer, I think it was whoever hit that. I mean, it was at 150, I believe, at that point, and it was like a minute left. You had to figure. I mean, with everything goes on in the end of games, you would think it would go over. But yeah, if you're the over, that's because it sat on 153 for most of the day. That's a pretty bad beat as far as that's concerned. Vig Simon, no, he's calling it the easiest game of the year. Is a ridiculous comment by you.
If you're asking me right now, after watching those 2 games, it's kind of hard to not back Carolina if they're going to be a hoop or less. But, it's going to take a lot of stuff that you're going to want to look into because, again, a lot of what Carolina did tonight was predicated on they could do whatever they wanted down low. And that's going to be the complete opposite with Gonzaga's length and their height down low and also with their perimeter players. They're not going to be, there's not white guards out there that are 6'2", 6'3". You're going to be lining up 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", swingmen that Gonzaga can rotate in and out of the bench. It's going to be a completely different UNC team trying to attack this.
Yeah, but we also have to point out, Joel Berry's, again, it's a day and a half away. It's not exactly, listen, we got to see, that's a good point. We got to see the status of Goss. Is
he hurt? I didn't see that. I see Big Simon saying that. What happened to that?
It'd be hard for me to believe that he's not hurt. He twisted his ankle pretty bad.
When was it? I actually didn't see that. When was that?
It was like probably 8 or 9 minutes left in the game, I think. He popped right up and played. But listen, we'll break it down to a T. I think it's going to be a great game. I really am looking forward to it. I think both teams have a ton of guns, a ton of bullets. I think they're both. Here's the problem with the rebounding stuff that you can throw at Gonzaga. Gonzaga, Donnie, is the 2nd best team in the country in defensive rebounding. Mm-hmm. They're going to do a great job of hitting the glass. If anyone's going to rebound with UNC, it's Gonzaga.
And how about coaching advantage in this one, big man?
It's not even close.
Yep.
I'm not even close. You have arguably the best coach in the country against horse-faced Roy Williams, who
just says, I had better athletes. I hope it works out.
Yeah, who's just – I'm lucky enough to be at a school that can just get anyone I want. So, we don't have to work exactly for anything. But, yeah, listen, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not just saying this because I have a future on it. The future's dead and is already going to be hedged no matter what.
Yeah.
I think Gonzaga wins this game. But
I mean, it's gonna. I got to take a lot of factors in this.
We have to remember, Donnie, how good and truly good defensively Gonzaga is. I mean, really. I mean, we have to point out that they are extremely difficult to score on in the half court. They're extremely hard to shoot threes against, and I know South Carolina was able to do it today. But again, it's all about the big thing. The only way you beat Gonzaga to me is if you continue to get them in foul trouble like they were today.
But hey, big man, by the way, getting past in all this, we're talking about the referees.
Yeah.
Were you as surprised as I was where the game opens up and Teddy Valentine is in there?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know why, how, or what he does to continue to get these high profile, gigs as far as, we saw him. He actually reffed the game we were at in Temple. I mean, he's usually an East Coast referee. I don't usually see him in these big time games, but yeah, he's not well liked. He's constantly doing things way past what he should be doing. I remember years ago he got into a pushing match with Mick Cronin years ago, and he initiated contact with Cronin. And obviously, him being the referee, he wasn't the bad guy here. But, I don't like Valentine. I don't understand why he continues to get these kind of jobs. John Higgins is just as bad.
I mean, how about the one call where Jackson drives the lane? I don't know if it was Pritchard. I think it might have been Pritchard. Is under the rim, just has his hands up. There's no contact made. They blocked the shot damn near to half court. And it was like an anticipation whistle, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, and it's like his masquerades like making calls and TV time. It's just too much. Who's reffing Monday? I don't know, but hopefully not these two, I would imagine. Had a future in the Zags. Nice. Which I was on that. Yeah. I've been talking about it all year. Where you been, CC? Yep. Fishing was horrendous.
Yeah. And if it's worth anything, if you really like the breakdown analysis, Jeff, of Charles Barkley, he does have Gonzaga winning on Monday night.
Charles Barkley. Yeah. He also said that. I remember he made the comment on the first day of the tournament. He made that comment when UNC Wilmington was up big against Virginia. He made a comment that the game was over and they weren't coming back. So, yeah. Well,
it's certainly been interesting. I mean, we got one game left on the card, and again, it's all I could ask for. How close were we, Jeff, to having South Carolina, Oregon? Honestly, though, my goodness,
you're real close. But like I said, again, I mean, you just have programs that were just a little bit better than their competition, and I think as far as college basketball, I don't know what else we could ask for in this game coming up. I think they're the two best teams. How about that, Donnie? Both of the winning teams had 77 points.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting one. And by the way, this is one of the first times that noticing a Final Four, obviously in the big arena, the atmosphere didn't seem to be there. Like I saw in the lake, even with the Tar Heels and Oregon was probably the game of the night, for fan appeal, which is why they put it as the second game. Upper deck, half full. Very rare.
Really? I didn't even see that. Wow. Someone's asking, Dominic, what do you cap the game at? Look, I mean, I don't think there's any possibility they would ever release Gonzaga as a favorite here. I think the game's listen, if I was the bookmaker, I'd put it out at Pick'em personally, but they're not going to do that. It's 2.5. But I mean, I don't understand what the advantage is in this game for either team.
I guess the pub. You have to put UNC as a favorite though, just because it's the public play. They want the public on Oregon, or excuse me, on UNC in this one.
Yeah, but I think as far as like numbers are concerned,
what's interesting, Jeff, about that is I want wonder what Ken Palm's going to release his number out on that.
Ed Fang released it at Gonzaga 1.5.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm checking out.
So,
Let's see.
yeah, I mean, I have to speak with Ed off the record.
Yeah, how about this? Ready for this, big man? Gonzaga -4. Ken Palm.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Wow.
79-75 is it -4 is what the line
he's
put in his numbers.
He's been really bullish.
Yes, he has.
On Gonzaga. So
wow. That's some food for thought there. I like that. Good job, Kenny Palm.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, and look, Ken Palm's been getting a lot of love today on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen that, but I guess ESPN's been writing some stories about it.
Did you see the one where he had, I believe it was Jeff, 2010, Seattle versus Maryland, where he had a number that was over 30 points off from the Vegas line, and it was like over 130 with Seattle and Maryland, and the Sharps bet it, whatever it was, up 10 points, and they couldn't even stop the steam on it. And the game ended up like 105-76, and like a legend was born like right after that.
Well, I don't know how much you know about him, but like, he was like a meteorology player.
Yes, that's what I just read today. I had no idea that was the case.
He Brent Musburger.
Weatherman.
Yeah, Brent Musburger interviewed him like a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I couldn't believe that. That's pretty interesting. I got to be honest, I've never bought his thing. I don't have it. I love it. I love it. I know you've referenced it and stuff, but
yeah.
I've never used it. Bill Walton's been trashing Gonzaga all year. Bill Walton is he's so keyed into the Pac-12 that he doesn't think anything can happen.
Well, he's got to like Gonzaga now, though, now that there's no Conference of Champion member.
Yeah. Well, he's probably crying tears on his pillow now that Oregon's out. There was this point. Antoine, really good stuff from you tonight on this chat. He's quoting Goss, and I listened to the press conference, and I heard the same thing. I think this Gonzaga team, man, I mean, they're a focus, man. I mean, did you hear that quote by him, Don?
Who?
From Goss. It's easy to stay grounded when you feel like you have the whole country doubting you. We feel like we've got a lot of non-believers out there.
Yeah.
And, they use that as motivation, not only in this game, but in this tournament. So, yeah, I'll be excited, man. I'm looking forward to it. This is the game I would want. So,
yeah, we're going to do a late night on campus during that game, I guess, right?
Yeah, probably.
9:20 start. So, damn, geez.
Jordan Bell in the locker room after the game. I know I lost this game for us in quotations.
Yeah, I mean, he balled out. I mean, he was overmatched from that. Just sure he got injured because you saw him before the injury. I mean, just explosive out there doing what he does, playing great defense, and that just completely hampered him, which is a shame. But, hey, credit Oregon. They fought back. Dylan Brooks stunk. Ennis, was shooting out of his mind, meaning like just taking any shot he can, wasn't making anything. And Dorsey, what did he do? You know what I mean? It was just when you don't have your main guns firing, you can't ask yourself to beat teams on that level.
You ever think about, like, when you lose a bet, like one of your bad beats that you've had that you remember forever?
Yeah, sure.
And you think about that, like one thing you could have did different, and you would have made a lot more money.
Exactly. Yep.
But you think about like a kid like him, like he'll think about that his whole life and how if he could have just rebounded the ball, they probably have a decent shot,
I had a feel like if he rebounds that first one, it's going to be helter-skelter. Somebody's going to get an open look right around the three-point line because it was like, 5.6 or something on the first one before the foul? I think it was 5.6 seconds they would have had because I think they fouled at 4 seconds.
So, I mean, that's a lot of time. I mean, you only need 3 or 4 seconds. I mean, you had almost 6 seconds at that point. And Donato rebound it twice. I mean, that's Vinny Maliulo from VSiN, South Point. This title game will highlight a record handle, a traditional power versus one of the most consistent teams. So, yeah, I think this handle is going to be pretty big. I think that Ken Palm stuff is really interesting. I mean, how he has such a different number than what they have. But, yeah, so who will win NASCAR tomorrow? I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't had a great it hasn't been that good for me in NASCAR. I had a great year 2 years ago. Last year wasn't particularly good. This year I haven't been betting too much just because basketball's still going on. What team will draft Lonzo Ball, Don? Someone asked you.
I got Lakers on there, man.
Oh, Lakers?
Yeah, I just think it makes
Why do you say that?
I just think it makes too much sense. Yeah, I mean, they like that whole branding thing. Lakers are all about, getting that next thing. Who else are they going to take on that team? Depends if they get the number one pick, I guess they might lean Fultz in that, but I don't think they're going to get the one. I think it'll probably end up going to the Celtics through that Brooklyn pick. So it's probably going to be Lonzo Ball.
I've seen a lot of big plays today in UNC, man. 10-unit plays, all sorts of
everything. Stuff. I mean, if you watch the pregame show for 3 hours, they ran pundit after pundit after pundit out there that just said UNC is just like it's not even close and like don't even worry about it. And that's what you get.
You jumping into baseball and making bets on it Sunday? Yep, I have 2 plays I'm looking at. So yeah, I'm there's only 3 games, but definitely goes. You get Cubs, Cardinals, Yankees, Rays, and Arizona, San Francisco. Bet B Celtics. Give me Thornwell over Ball any day. Come on, dude. Do you listen to Gil Alexander's podcast? Yes, I listen to all the podcasts on. I'm not a big Gil fan.
Is he a Houston guy?
He's the analytics guy. I like Brent and Paul does a good show on there. I like all the shows. I wish Al Bernstein would come back, but no one has updated me on what the story is with him. I'm trying to get Ed Fang, Donnie, currently on the show right now, but he's not getting back to me because he must have turned his computer.
Everybody's partying, man. He told you all year about Gonzaga.
I just wanted to have him call in quick and maybe see if we get his number live on the air here and what his thoughts were. But
yeah, for the Zags, I mean, the analytics guys usually line up together, and he's been high on Gonzaga all year long. So,
well, 5 more minutes here. Questions, send them in. If you have any question, we'll answer anything. We're just chilling. We're having fun here.
Big man. How about are you laying the wood on the women's national title game?
No, I actually probably take Mississippi State.
Is there a line in that? Have you seen the line in that one or no?
Yeah, South Carolina is 2.5-point favorite.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it was funny, Don. Last night we did the show late night on campus, and I went to the barber shop because I got my hair cut late at night, and my barber, me, some random guy, and the owner of the shop were in there, and they had the Rocket Warrior game on.
Yes.
And I heard through the grapevine that the game was close. So I'm like, yo, put the fucking women's game on. So we're sitting there. It's tied. I go to the one guy. I'm like, bet me that you want to bet on this, like the end of the game. Mm-hmm. And these guys have no idea about UConn basketball. Like they don't know anything.
Yeah.
So I bet the kid he took Mississippi State, I took UConn, and he ended up winning. We were just shooting the shit, talking about the game, and that's where I watched the game. And I always remember where I was. Besides your shows, what's your favorite show on SBR? Definitely sports bet. I've learned a lot on sports bet. Teddy's taught me a lot about sports betting. He's a good friend and a guy that we talk a lot about sports, and I enjoy talking to him. And Paul is a very similar personality to me, and I really like their show. Do you think big bets such as the supposed $500K money I bet at Southend promoted Meavson are just marketing? No, I don't think that. I think Jimmy Vaccaro and Chris Andrews are very forthcoming with the bets. I often wonder, why they don't talk about the bets that are coming a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's people want to hear about this stuff. Donnie, I mean, when you hear about a big bet, it's interesting, right?
Yeah, it is interesting because I know the counter of that was, I believe it was maybe who was it? The Mirage took a mid 6-figure bet on Oregon in the afternoon. I saw that Sports Insight put that out. It's interesting because you like to see, when big whales come in and lay money down, it's just interesting to see like who they have, or that's obviously a strong side, and that's a lot of freaking money.
Yeah, and it's not often that they take bets like that, $500,000 or something like that. They don't take bets like that. So, yeah, I like hearing about the stuff. I don't think it's scripted at all, Vig. Oregon cheerleaders pretty hot. Yeah, they are.
I'm a big fan of Oregon cheerleaders. Shame they're going home. They could have had the spotlight.
I'll tell you what. Did you watch the national anthem, right? In the first game?
Yes. Yeah. How about the Oregon? Well, she should have had her volleyball uniform.
I'll tell you what, that volleyball player. She was a tall chick. I'm not into tall women, but wow, beautiful girl.
Oregon's all about being blonde up there.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll look to wrap it up here, Don. Obviously, we're here for SBR. We're looking to put content out. We love talking about sports, and it's always nice to get on as much as we can. I enjoy everyone, chatting with everyone. I'm glad you guys always come on here and make it fun for us, and it's fun to do, Don. It's nice to have an outlet like this.
Yeah, how about that? I tell the wife earlier today, I was like, look, I'm probably going to pop on for like 5 minutes at halftime. That's all I got to go. Next thing you know, we pop on at the half. We pop on after the game. We pop on late night because Teddy and Pauly can't go. But it's fun. I mean, we like to do the content. We really enjoy it, and especially at this time of the year when it's winding down, you get a couple more shows to squeeze in, and it's just what we like to do.
Eventually, there will be times where, like in July and August, I mean, it's going to be – you're going to think back to, like, these kind of nights and be like, you miss that stuff,
Yep.
My email is thebigmanoncampus215@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat bar here. Again, don't be an asshole and send me stupid shit. But Donnie, I think it's a good time now to maybe talk. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe we won't talk about that. Let's just say me and Donnie might collaborate on something.
We will. No, let's say me and Big Man will collaborate on stuff. So put that.
As far as for baseball, we're good friends outside of here, so we're looking to do something. Yeah, we're gonna definitely hit on some. We're gonna talk in depth about this game on Monday. We'll have the roundtable. I urge all of you to join us 12:30 Eastern on Monday. We'll have me, Drew Martin, Ed Fang, Donnie Rightside, Ian Cameron will all be joining us to talk about the game. So I urge you check it out. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll have a good time on that too. And I know our prop bets did pretty well on what we had today, just giving out some information. We'll pick a lot of those out and go over it on the round table as well on Monday. So we'll have a lot of good content, good information, put a bow on the season and try to win that little bit more money that we can squeeze out of it.
Yeah, before we go, I did want to push out some soccer plays for tomorrow.
Yeah, come on,
early
man.
on here. Two plays in Serie A, which is Italian league. Why are you laughing?
I figured it was Syria at first.
It's Serie A. No. But I just want to get you guys the bet numbers here. I sent out a play earlier. It hit. I sparingly play soccer, but I do when I make, I do have a wager or two every day. 5 Dimes is running very slow right now. Okay, Don, write these down, all right?
Let's do it. Go.
We're going to go with this one starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to go with Chievo, -120 against Crotone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going to go with another one at 9 o'clock. I'm going to go with AC Milan, -1 against Pescara. Parlay them together, bet them straight, whatever you want to do. Those are two that I'm looking at. As far as the EPL, I'll maybe have something on that Man City Arsenal game. I'm probably going to look at Arsenal in that game, but we'll see. They're not in good form right now. That might change completely. I might even look the other way. Who knows? So stay tuned. I might have something early on tomorrow morning to give out in that game. Anything else for you tonight, Donnie?
No, just one thing to leave everybody with there. It looks like a lot of lines are opening up across the board. Majority at -2 for North Carolina. Over under total, Big Man, 153.5 for that game. Sounds about right.
Seems high.
The way that these two teams might get after it there, anything's possible after watching the two best defensive teams in the nation just slice each other up. So we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll get to all the props, all the everything Monday on the roundtable.
Yep.
We'll also be on during the game on Monday. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, let's do it. Fellas, check out at SBR Sports Picks, SBRodds.com, and, of course, powered by uwager.eu throughout the tournament. We had a good time with them. He's the Big Man. I'm Donnie Rightside. Have a good night, and we'll join you at a later time, folks.
See you later.